Hello students, we are here on the second chapter, that is a thief story from supplementary reading. In the previous lecture we have seen how this story revolves around Anil, a 24-year-old boy and a very young boy of 15 years old who is by profession a thief, and he introduced himself to Anil as Hari Singh. So far, we have seen that Hari Singh was a thief and his specialty was to win the trust of people. After winning the trust of people, he used to bluff them or he used to rob them. And his next target was Anil, a very simple boy. Anil was not having that much money, but then also he offers Hari Singh to stay at his place. He gives him a place to sleep in his balcony, and he offers to feed him, because we know very well that Anil was not earning much. But yes, due to humanity, he has just given him place in the house and some food to fill the stomach of Hari Singh. Hari Singh, by staying with Anil, started learning new things. He learned how to write his name, he learned how to count numbers, he learned how to buy things from the market. Hari Singh was also taught by Anil how to cook, because Hari Singh initially lied that he knows how to cook, and only on that account Anil was ready to take him up to his house. But after knowing that Hari Singh is not good in cooking, Anil decided to throw him out. But just because of some appealing smile that was given by Hari Singh, Anil thought of putting him back at his home. But still, that that sparkle of being a thief, or that instigation of being a thief, whether it is available in Hari Singh still or not, that we'll see in the coming or in this lecture. So far, we have also seen that Hari Singh, by staying at Anil's place, knew that Anil was a person who was a writer. He was writing for some of the magazines. So Anil's income was not fixed. He always earned infrequently. As a result, he was sometimes having a lot of money and sometimes he used to borrow money from others. With this situation, Anil was somehow managing his house and also was sustaining Hari Singh. Hari Singh came to know that he was a writer by profession. He used to write in the magazine and used to earn the living. On knowing this, Hari Singh was really surprised because he never thought that a person can earn money by writing in magazines. Let us see what happened next, because in store are many of the questions unanswered, whether Hari Singh robs Anil or whether Anil is able to sustain the trust of Hari Singh. Let's see. So one evening he came home with a small bundle of notes. Okay, who came? Anil. Okay, Anil came home one day with a small bundle of notes. So that is a bundle of some notes, that is currency. Saying he had just sold a book to a publisher. Okay, so we know that Anil is a writer by profession. So he has written a book, and that book he has sold to a publisher. Whenever you sell your book to a publisher, it means that you have written a book and you have given rights of those books to a publisher to publish that book. Okay, and this way writers earn money. So yes, it is a big thing. Okay, to get your book published or to sell your book, and that is what has happened with Anil, and he has earned a lot of money out of it. At night, I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. To tuck the money means to put money under the mattress on which a person sleeps. So below that or under it, it was seen by Hari Singh that Anil has put the currency notes. I had been working for Anil for almost a month, and apart from cheating on the shopping, had not done anything in my line of work. Okay, we have seen one of the incidents where we saw that whenever Hari Singh went out to buy groceries or everyday things, some amount of money, that is a rupee, he would take and keep it with him in his pocket. Anil probably might be knowing about this thing, but he never reacted to such kind of issues. And so Hari Singh also went on taking at least 1 rupee every time he went out to buy something. But this time, Hari Singh is more serious. He's not interested just in getting the money, that is leftover money from the shopping, but he is more interested in the bundle of notes brought home by Anil. Now we can see Anil trusts Hari Singh so much that when he comes back, he tells him how he has earned the money, and he even shows him the bundle of notes. And he does not keep it in a cupboard or keep it safe somewhere, but he keeps it under his mattress, which is clearly visible by Hari Singh. So we can imagine the level of trust that Anil has kept on Hari Singh. And so the question is whether Hari Singh is going to break the trust or he is going to sustain the trust. So yes, from here we come to know that for almost a month, Hari Singh had been taking some of the money of Anil. And but he is saying that I have not done anything in my line of work. And what is the line of work of Hari Singh? His line of work is robbery. He is a thief. So he does not want to take 1 or 2 rupees, but he wants to take a large amount of money. I had every opportunity of doing so. Anil had given me a key to the door and I could come and go as I pleased. See, Hari Singh has got many chances in which he could have robbed the things of Anil. But yes, we know Anil was not having that much money. But Anil had so much of faith in Hari Singh that he has given him even the keys of his door. If he wants to come inside the house, if he pleased to go out, he was given all sorts of freedom. He was the most trusting person I had ever met. We had said initially that Hari Singh was a specialized person in winning the trust of people and then robbing them. But in this case, Hari Singh says that among all those people who had put trust in me, Anil is the one who had the most trust in me. Okay, next. That is why it was so difficult to rob him. Okay, so the first condition why it was very tough to rob Anil, because Anil has put some extra trust on Hari Singh. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford to be robbed. Yes, whenever you rob or whenever you take money of a person who is very greedy, okay, someone who wants money more and more, he's not satisfied with the money. So whenever we are robbing a someone or whenever a thief robs someone who has a lot of money or wants more and more money, even though that person is having money, then it's very easy to rob such kind of people because he can afford to be robbed. Why that person can afford to be robbed? Once you rob that person, he will earn more money because he's expert in getting more money. But it's difficult to rob careless men. There are some people who don't care whether you take their money or whether you leave their money. They are not concerned at all. So a careless man like Anil is very tough to be robbed. Sometimes he doesn't even notice he's been robbed, and that takes all the pleasure of the work. Okay, so there are some people who lose their money and they cry, they shout, and they make so much of scene. And thieves, when they know about it that that person is getting hurt a lot after they have missed their money, they enjoy. But if a thief robs someone and he notices the person who is robbed does not give a damn whether you take my money or not, then at that time the robber or the thief is not satisfied. So a thief gets satisfaction not only from the money that he takes from the people, but he gets satisfaction from the amount of pain or the amount of effect that they put on the emotions of the person. Okay? So well, it's time I did some real work. Okay. So now Hari Singh is preparing himself mentally. And what is he saying? Okay, it is time now that I do some real work. Okay, some real work means what is his real work? His real work is robbery. I told myself, he told myself, okay, come on, it is the time that I must do some real work. I am out of practice. Okay, since long time I have not done robbery. So I have lost practice on it. So I must do some practice. That is, I have to rob. And if I don't take the money, he will only waste it on his friends. Yes, we have seen previously that whenever uh, Anil got money, he used to take that money, he went out and he celebrated completely and he used those money. So he said, if I am not going to take the money, Anil does not need that money. He just want to go out and he will spend those money behind his friends. It's better I will take the money. After all, he doesn't even pay me. Okay. So Hari Singh thinks that he is a kind of person who is worth paying, who is worth given salary, but he is not being given. So if I am not paid, it is better that I am going to take the money. I am going to rob my Miss Master. What was Anil doing at that time? Anil was asleep. Okay, Anil was in deep sleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony. A beam of moonlight means it's a ray of moonlight was stepping. It was coming on the balcony. So few things were visible because of that light, and fell on the bed. Okay, so there is a balcony from where the moonlight is entering, and it rested or it ended on the bed. I sat up on the floor considering the situation. Now, this is the night when Hari Singh is planning to rob Anil, and that's why he is not asleep. He was just sitting on the floor and he was considering the situation, means he was looking after the situation that when is the right time to attack. If I took the money, I could catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. So he has planned also where he is going to go after taking the money. So he thinks 10:30 p.m. there is an express train which goes to Lucknow. So I will step in that and I will leave. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept up to the bed. Crept up to the bed means on your hands and on your legs. Very slowly you move, that is known as creeping. So he comes out of his bed, he creeps and goes over to the bed of Anil. Anil was sleeping peacefully. As we saw that Anil was very happy today. He had a good sleep. His face was clear and unlined. Okay, the face of Anil was very clear. There were no scars, there were no marks, there were no linings on his face. So the face was quite clear. Even I had more marks on my face, though mine were mostly scars. Okay. Anil is 25 years old and this thief Hari Singh is 15 years old. Then also this 15-year-old kid is having more lines and more marks on his face. And these marks are what? They are mostly scars. Scars means some kind of uh, marks on our face which are always there and which have occurred on our face because of some kind of fighting or when some sharp objects hit our face, and then forever those marks remain and they are very permanent. So his profession is of a thief, or we can consider that he is a very rough kind of person. He could have also have duel, that is fights with others, and as a result he have got scars on his face. Next. My hand slid under the mattress searching for the notes. So Anil is sleeping. Below him there is a mattress, and under the mattress there is money tucked. Now, in that case, a person who is a thief has to be extra cautious because that person is taking the money below the person who is the owner of the money and he is sleeping. So it is a very tough task. But as we have seen in the first paragraph itself of the chapter, that Hari Singh was having a very successful hand. That means he was very skilled and he was very experienced and he could rob things very easily. So the money was under the mattress. He put slid under. Okay, so he put his hand under the mattress and he was searching for the notes. Where are they? When I found them, I drew them out without a sound. Okay, so as soon as he got hold of the money, he drew the money out without sound, without making noise. Anil sighed in his sleep. Sighed in sleep means he just took a deep breath in his sleep and turned on his side towards me. So when Hari Singh was taking the note of under the mattress, at that time Anil's face was on the other side. But when the money was taken, at that time Anil turned his face and he was here. His face was in front of Hari Singh. I was startled and quickly crawled out of the room. Suddenly seeing that Anil is moving and his face is towards me, he got startled, means he got shocked, and he quickly crawled again on his legs and on his hands. He went out of the room and then he ran. When I was on the road, I began to run. Okay, as soon as he reached the road, he ran very fast because he is a robber. Okay, robber can't walk very easily like other people because he has done robbery. So he was running very fast. I had the notes at my waist, held there by the string of my pajamas. Okay, so where were the notes? He was not having pocket, but he has kept notes on the vest. Okay, he was wearing pajama, and in pajama there was a string in what we call in Hindi as nada. So with the help of the nada and his pajama, he tucked those money on his vest. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. Okay, so he was running very fast and then he ran very slowly. So when he was about to walk, at that time he took the money out and he started counting. So that was 600 rupees in 50s. That means 50 rupees notes were there and there were total 600 rupees. So we can make out that there were total 12 number of notes. I could live like an oil rich era for a week or two. Okay, so he has also made this assumption that with this money, with 600 rupees, I can live for a week or two. Okay, 1 week or 2 week, I can live very easily and very nicely. And I can live a very luxurious life. Like who? Like Arab people who are oil rich. We know Arab people earn a lot of money, or Arab people, the sheikhs, are very, we can say, rich just because they have their own oil business. So they earn they have a good life, they earn good, and they have all kind of luxurious life. The same life he's saying I can live, but he can live only for week or two. So I will be very rich like Arab people with this 600 rupees. When I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. I had never bought a ticket in my life, but dashed straight to the platform. So, see, he is a kind of boy, he is a thief. So, just forget about all the things that a common person will do. A common person will go to the station, will buy a ticket, and then will sit in a train. But he is not that kind of person. He has never ever bought a ticket in his life. So, obviously, he did not stop at the ticket counter. He just went inside to the platform. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. See, so he was bang on time. The train has just started. The train had still to pick up speed, and I should have been able to jump into one of the carriages. Okay, the train has still not picked up the speed. It has just left the platform and it is moving so slowly that any person can easily run and can enter into the door of any of the carriages. And in the same way, Hari Singh was also able to move into the any of the carriage he want. But something happened. And what happened? But I hesitated for some reason I can't explain. Something happened to him. He hesitated. He hesitated means he was not able to move ahead. Okay, he stopped himself. He did not have confidence to jump into that train. And when asked for a reason, he thinks, I don't have any reason. I can't explain why I did that. What happened to me? Why I did not jump into the train? I don't know. And I lost the chance to get away. Okay, so that was the best chance in which he could sit on inside the train, could have the money, went to any of the city. Here he was planning to go to Lucknow, and there he had a new name. He could have lived a very easy life. He could have gained trust of some another Anil somewhere in Lucknow and would have cheated that person, and this way his life would have gone on. But he chose not to go in the train. He stood over there. When the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. Deserted platform means a platform where no one is available. Deserted means empty. So train had gone and he was a lone person standing on the platform. I had no idea where to spend the night. Now he is in trouble because train has gone and our next train is not there to go far away. And in this situation, he has to spend his night somewhere. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help. Hari Singh has never made friends in his life because if he had made friends, it might have happened his friends would tell police or other people about him or give his identity. So he never thought of making friends. So for him, friends were not for help, but friends were there to give him more trouble. And I did not want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. Another problem with him was this that if I take any of the rooms nearby station, okay, nearby station there are many hotels, I can take a room and I can live over that. But then looking at a boy like me living in a hotel or able to afford a hotel, people might become curious to know who I am. So I don't want people to be so curious or so eager to know who this person is, who is this boy, why he has come. The only person I knew really well was the man I had robbed. So in this city, he knew only one person, and that one person whom he knew is a person whom he has robbed. So he obviously cannot go back to that place. Leaving the station, I walked slowly through the bazaar. Okay, he left the station. There's no new, there's no use in staying at the station. So let me go out. So he went out and he was just walking normally and went to the area of bazaar. So it is night time, so obviously no one is there. In my short career as a thief, I had made a study of men's faces when they had lost their goods. So he's saying, no, in my entire career as a thief, whenever I rob someone, I have had a look at those people and their faces. Okay, when anyone is robbed, what is visible on the face of that person? Let's see. The greedy man showed fear. Okay, so if you rob a person who is very greedy, who wants more and more money, okay, so greedy man, that person will show fear. Okay, that person is afraid. Oh, my money has been robbed. What will happen to me now? How can I trust someone? What happened to the rich people? If a rich person is robbed, that man showed anger. Okay, that who was that person who has robbed me? How dare he? I'm going to contact the police. I'm going to get him caught. So the rich person, that person gets angry when they are robbed. The poor man showed acceptance. Whenever you find that a person who is already poor and you take money of those people, they should acceptance. They should acceptance mean they accept the fact that my money has gone and now I have to earn it more and I have to try and strive more. But I knew that Anil's face when he discovered the theft would show only a touch of sadness. Okay, so he has shown that a greedy man, if a greedy person is robbed, he shows fear. If a rich man is robbed, he shows anger. If a poor person is robbed, he shows acceptance. But for people like Anil, what is there on the face of those people? So when Anil will discover the theft that I have robbed him, he will show just a touch of sadness on his face. Okay, he will be really sad because he trusted Hari Singh. Not for the loss of money, but for the loss of trust. Okay, Anil will be sad not because he has lost the money, but because he has lost the trust. I found myself in the Maidan. I sat down on a bench, a big ground that is known as Maidan. So there was a Maidan, there was a big whole ground over where Hari Singh went, and then he sat over there on a bench. The night was chilly, it was early November, and a light drizzle added to my discomfort. Okay, so what was the night? Night was chilly, it was cold, and it was the beginning of November time, and there was light drizzle. Drizzle means rain, so it was raining lightly. So because of that, Hari Singh was feeling discomfort. Okay, it is so cold outside, and then it has started raining. You don't have a place where you can go. Soon it was raining quite heavily, so it started raining very heavily. My shirt and pajamas stuck to my skin, and a cold wind blew the rain across my face. Okay, the shirt and the pajama that was worn by Hari Singh, they were so light that when the rain fall down, it became wet and they stick over there on his whole body. Okay, and there was a cold wind which was coming with rain and it was falling on the face of Hari Singh. In short, he was facing a very cruel weather. I went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. Okay, wherever there are towers, clock towers, we always have a center place where we can stand. Okay, which is covered from the roof. Where we have roof and person can save himself or herself from the rain or any other type of sun heat. So he stood over there for shelter. The clock showed midnight. See, he is out of the house from since we can say 10 p.m. and it has been midnight and he's standing there. Now here he feels what he has done wrong. Why? Because he feels that I am here facing the rain, I am here facing the cold, and I'm not having a house to go. I felt for the notes. Okay, he started searching for the notes that he were having the money. They were damp from the rain. Damp means wet. So the clothes have gone wet because of the rain. Anil's money. He looks at the notes and he says, Anil's money. Okay, Anil ke paise hain. In the morning, he will probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema. Then he thought that if I have not robbed the money, what could have happened? Next day, when Anil would have woken up from his sleep, he would have given me some 2 or 3 rupees and would have said me go to the cinema, enjoy movie. But now I had it all. But now I have, he would have given me 2 3 rupees. But now I have all 600 rupees. I couldn't cook his meals. I will not cook his meals because I have learned how to cook meal, but I am not going to cook the meal because I'm not at his place anymore. Run to the bazaar or learn to write whole sentences anymore. So now he's thinking about all the loss that he has incurred on himself just because of robbing Anil. So he's thinking that I won't be able to cook meal, I won't be able to go to bazaar and buy things, I won't be able to write whole sentences anymore because Anil was also teaching him how to write his name and how to write sentences. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. He was so excited to rob that he almost forgot that these are the benefits that I can get by staying with Anil. Whole sentences I knew could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. See, if I learn how to write whole sentences, one day will come that I will be able to earn few hundred rupees a month by being educated. It was a simple matter to steal and sometimes just as simple to be caught. Okay, it is very simple that sometimes you rob someone. Okay, you do stealing, you steal something and it's very easy. Sometimes you are caught also, that is also simple. But to be really big man, a clever and respected man was something else. Okay, to be a thief, you can steal things. By being caught you are punished, that's okay. But if you want to be a big man, what it requires, if you want to be a clever and respected man, that had something different in that. It was something else that everyone wants. And there is a change in the nature of Hari Singh. And now he is not feeling that I must rob people, but he is feeling I must be a good man. I must be a big man. I must be a clever man. I must be a respected man. I should go back to Anil. I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. He said, okay, I must go back to Anil. Or not only for any of the things, but I should go to him because he will teach me how to learn to read and write. That is the reason I must go back. I hurried back to the room feeling very nervous. So see, after taking the money, after stealing, after roaming entire city, he comes back home. He's very nervous. For it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. Okay, undetected means unnoticed. It is very easy to steal the things, but the thing that you have stolen, you have to go back and you have to put it back at that place. It is very challenging. Okay, it is something that is very tough. I opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway. He's saying, no, I opened the door of the room. I stood over then the on the doorway and was looking inside. It in clouded moonlight. We have seen in the beginning also moonlight was coming inside the room. Anil was still asleep. Okay, Anil had a peaceful sleep. He was still asleep. He was in his own dreams. I crept to the head of the bed and my hand came up with the notes. Okay, he went again near the bed where Anil was sleeping. He took notes in his hand and what he did, I felt his breath on my hand. So when he was putting the money at that time, when Anil was sleeping, his breath could be felt on the hand of Hari Singh. Why? Because when a person sleeps, the person takes deep breath. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a moment. Okay, he remained still. He stopped over there for a moment. He was thinking if he might wake up and what will happen. Then my hand found the edge of the mattress. Okay, he went to the edge, that is end of the mattress, and slipped under it with the notes. And he slipped the notes inside back to the place from where he has taken. So coming to the last slide, let us see what happens at the end of the story. I woke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. Just because Hari Singh has not had good sleep, he had all kinds of adventures at night. Uh, he was asleep. Anil actually woke up early the next day and he made tea for Hari Singh. He stretched out his hand towards me. There was a 50 rupee notes between his fingers. So when Hari Singh woke up at that time, Anil stretched his hand and means he moved his hand ahead and he gave him what 50 rupees notes and 50 rupees notes was between his two fingers like this. My heart sank. Okay, he was afraid at that time. I thought I had been discovered. Okay, he said that yesterday he got this money and he's giving me that money. What has happened? So he was really afraid. And what Anil said, I made some money yesterday. Okay, yesterday I have made some money. Now you will be paid regularly. As I have earned money yesterday, now I am going to regularly pay you. I am going to give you salary regularly. My spirit rose. My spirit rose means I became happy. But when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. See, the notes, the currency notes have got damp, they have got wet. And right now, when he took the note in his hand, Hari Singh could feel that the note was still wet. And Anil said, today we will start writing sentences. Now, this is what Hari Singh wanted. He wanted to learn how to write sentences. So Anil said, today we will learn how to write sentences, a whole sentence rather than words. What was the thinking of Hari Singh at that time? He knew. Hari Singh thought, okay, Anil knew very well that I have taken the money, I have gone and I have put it back. He knew. But neither his lips nor his eyes showed. Okay. Anil never showed it with his lips, means he never said or never he showed his feelings with his eyes that I know very well that you had robbed me last night. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way. See, coming to the beginning of the chapter, whenever Hari Singh wants to win the heart of people, he gave an appealing smile, a smile which persuades others, a smile which melts the heart. Okay, the same smile he is giving, and in that smile, what are we finding? And the smile came by itself. Every time, whenever he gave this appealing smile to others, he always had some meaning behind it, or that smile was fake, it was not true. But this time, this smile came by itself. It came so naturally, without any effort. Okay, without any effort means without trying or just forcefully. He used to smile at people just to win that trust. No, but this time he had smiled, but this smile was without any effort. The smile came naturally. So at the end of the chapter, we can say that if we are a good person, but if we are able to help those people who are criminals or who are on the wrong way, we can surely bring change in them. And so society needs a lot many people like Anil. So we can be Anil in someone's life who is a Hari Singh in their own life. So this is the end of the chapter. I hope you have understood the chapter. In case of any queries, we'll discuss it. Have a nice time. Refer to the videos and keep on studying.